Love is one of the most complex dimensions of human experience. It is emotionally powerful, yet often uncertain. Sometimes the very people we love do not love us with the same depth of sincerity or commitment. At other times, the people we desire to marry may not see us as a lifelong partner. This imbalance makes the subject of love and relationship both delicate and difficult. Two people may be seen together constantly, appear affectionate in public, and seem deeply connected, yet outward closeness does not always reveal inward intention. A couple may walk together, spend time together, and show emotional attachment, whilst each person may still carry very different expectations about the future. Therefore, being in love, being emotionally attached, or being publicly associated with someone does not necessarily mean the relationship will end in marriage. And this must be stressed. Very, very important to know that. Even relationships that eventually lead to marriage do not always offer certainty about the future. Some people enter in marriage without fully understanding the weight of the commitment they are making. Others marry with sincere hope, yet later discover that love alone may not be enough to sustain the union. This is why some marriages endure, whilst others unfortunately end in separation or divorce. The unpredictability of romantic relationships can be frightening and scary. Very, very scary, because you are in love with somebody, yet you do not know what will happen tomorrow. Those who are fortunate enough to find stable or fulfilling love should not assume that they did everything perfectly. Just as those who relationship fail or end up being jilted should not automatically conclude that they did everything wrong. Sometimes people are fortunate to meet the right person at the right stage of life with the right level of maturity, intention, and emotional readiness. Yet, this does not mean that personal responsibility is irrelevant. Relationships are not governed by mechanical formulas. In many areas of life, people say garbage in, garbage out, meaning that the poor input will likely produce poor output. There is wisdom in that principle. If a person enters a relationship with dishonesty, immaturity, selfishness, or careless intentions, the relationship is likely to suffer. However, love is more complicated than a simple formula. A person may do many things right and still experience disappointment, especially if the other person is not equally committed or emotionally matured or truthful. You can do everything right, but if you meet a liar, it may not end well. For this reason, while one may be looking for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, one must also become the right person. The search for a suitable partner should not be separated from the discipline of personal growth. If someone is looking for a marriageable person, that individual must also cultivate the qualities that make them fit for marriage. Character, honesty, patience, emotional maturity, self-control, respect, and clarity of intentions are not optional virtues in love. They are fundamental requirements for a relationship that hope to endure. When one person is right in character and the other person is also right in intention, values, and maturity, there's a stronger probability and possibility that the relationship may develop into a marriage that lasts. This does not remove all uncertainty, but it creates healthier foundation. A lasting relationship is not built only on attraction or emotional excitement. It is built on truth, mutual responsibility, shared direction, and the willingness of both people to protect what they are building together. Love is not easy. Hello? Love is not easy to define, and it's even more difficult to maintain. Love is not easy to define, and even more, it is difficult to maintain. Maintaining love is not like maintaining a car, where one can usually predict a particular action will produce a particular result. In relationship, what works for one couple may not work for another. The same advice, method, or practice that strengthens one relationship may fail in another different context because human beings differ in temperament, values, maturity, emotional history, and expectation. This is why it is often difficult to predict the outcome of relationship. Love involves uncertainty, vulnerability, and responsibility. However, this uncertainty should not become an excuse for careless emotional behavior. Rather, it should encourage people to be honest, intentional, and responsible in the way they handle the hearts and lives of other people. Intentions must be declared clearly. If a person enters a relationship with the hope of marriage, that expectation should not be hidden. That expectation should not be hidden at all. It is very unfair to keep someone emotionally attached whilst privately knowing that there is no serious intention to continue. Silence, false hope, and emotional convenience can become forms of harm when they cause another person to invest deeply in a future that does not exist. One of the most serious mistakes in relationship is wasting another person's time under the appearance of love. Time is not merely a passing resource. Time is life itself. When a person wastes someone's time in a relationship without genuine intention, clarity, or commitment, they are not only wasting months or years, they are taking a portion of that person's life that can never be recovered. Love, therefore, must be handled with truth, maturity, and conscience. Where there is no genuine intention, people should not pretend. Where there is no commitment, people should not create false hope. Where interest has faded, people should communicate with respect and courage. To love someone responsibly is not only to enjoy their affection, but also to respect their time, dignity, and emotions. Hallelujah. I will end my presentation here and ask for questions.